So my research question is simple. What is technology and what does it do? Technology is everywhere in our lives, and it's part of everything we do. And as a result, we often question this or that piece of technology. For example, what do we make of genetic modification or advances in artificial intelligence? But it's less common for us to question what technology in general is. Nevertheless, I think this question is still very important, and I wanted to study it. To do this research, I am studying a Canadian philosopher by the name of George Grant. He's one of Canada's most famous philosophers, and he spoke about politics and technology. He argues that technology is not simply a set of machines or tools that we use, but that technology is a way of life and a way of thinking. Technology means that we view the world as resources. So what do I mean by this? Take the example of a chainsaw. When you it may be tempting to think of the chainsaw as a neutral instrument that we can use however we want. We can chop down whatever trees we want, as much or as little, or not at all. But Grant argues this is not the case. It's not a neutral instrument. When you have a chainsaw, a forest is not simply a forest. A forest is potential lumber. We view it first and foremost as a resource to be developed and exploited. What's more, a chainsaw doesn't sort of exist on its own, isolated from everything else. It exists in a very certain kind of society, an industrial economy with factories and large mining operations, which is to say, a chainsaw exists in a world where we systematically view everything as resources. This is a challenge because when everything is a resource, nothing is an end in itself. It makes it very hard to say what's good because intrinsic value is not really meaningful. We only understand instrumental value. It makes it hard for us to decide how we're going to lead our lives because we only know what things are useful for, not why they're good. So my research is showing that technology is not a set of tools or machines, but it's a social phenomenon with dramatic political consequences. It shapes the way we think of the world and the way we organize society. And for that reason, it's important for us not to think simply of individual pieces of technology, but what technology in general is. Thank you.